Good afternoon. Yes. Afternoon. Worm here, I guess. Still haven't come up with an intro, but it's alright. Today's topic is being a Gen Zer who hates being on the fucking phone. So, there's a multitude of reasons, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels like this. Also, the angle was shit, so we're holding it today. But I grew up in a world before phones were like this huge, like people had phones obviously, but it wasn't everyone had one and everybody's glued to them, which is what it's evolved to, and it's kind of sad because it's a very capitalist world we live in. Always has been that way, but it's just gotten worse with technology advancing as fast as it did. So being someone who grew up before that, like as a kid, I would go outside, I'd have my BB gun, I'd go play in the sewer, pretty much. We call it a coulee, but it's just it's sad because no one that I know has the same wants in that aspect. I could go months without a phone. Easy. I don't feel the need to be on my phone all the time. I don't feel the need to sit there and just scroll for hours. I would rather do other stuff. I'd rather do actually anything else. And I've had people tell me, like, why do you even have a phone? Like, I texted you, you didn't respond. Dude, fuck if I know. I don't want a phone bill. I'm paying $200 a month for me and my girlfriend's phone. I don't want to do that. I've been considering just getting a flip phone, saying fuck it, going backwards. I just think older technology is so much better because not only with phones, Blackberries were the shit. You can't tell me that they weren't. But older technology, you had one thing to do one thing well. Now you have one thing that does a bunch of things kinda okay. I'm tired of that. I would rather have a cluttered space with older technology than just have a phone to always be on all the time. And I also get frustrated when I go out. Like, I'll take my girlfriend out to eat, and she's guilty of it too. Unfortunately. But, you look around, everyone is glued to their phone. No one has any situational awareness. The only thing they're experiencing is whatever the fuck is in their phone. I don't know if it's just... I feel like it's just become like a nervous habit to just be on your phone all the time. And when I'm in a public space, I do kind of get that itch to pull out my phone and look at it, because when you don't, you can kind of feel people they feel weird about you just being in a place, if that makes sense. I'll try to explain that better because I don't know if that makes sense. But you can test it yourself. Go to anywhere where there's a lot of people and be the only one that's not on your phone. If people notice, you might get weird looks because it's so normalized to just be walking around glued to a tiny screen. And no one talks anymore. No one can have a conversation. Because everything's digital, and I hate it. It's frustrating. I hate it. I wish we could go back. I didn't have a phone until an actual phone. I think I was 16 when I actually got a phone. Before then, I had an iPod, but Now they're calling it retro technology, but I want to go back, dude. I want a flip phone. I want an MP3 for my music. I don't want to pay for, I don't want subscriptions. I want the phone to be only for calling. Like, I hate it. I feel like the world was just so much better before, because you could go out and you could just spark up a conversation with people. Not saying you can't do that now, but it's becoming a lot more rare to find people that you can have meaningful conversations with, because it feels like everyone now, the only thing they talk about is something they saw on whatever social media you can think of. It's all the same shit anyway, just reposted on different apps. But people don't read anymore. They don't write. You know, I know how to write cursive, and I had to teach myself print, and I've been using print because I can write fast, but I can also write fast in cursive. Well, I used to when I was in school, but I'm trying to get back to only writing cursive. But some people can't read cursive. They don't know how to do that either. I don't know. I just like the retro stuff, and people are, they might say it's following a trend, because I know some of that stuff, like the modded PS Vitas are popular right now. But that shit sounds like a blast. Game Boys, GameCube, all the old consoles. That, a flip phone, and an MP3 player, and I'd be set for life. I'd be good. All I need is batteries, you know? Bring battery-powered stuff back, too. Because everything's just... It feels like people's lives are just so boring because they don't look up and look at the world around them and find the small things in life that they need to just be. They need to be out of themselves and live vicariously through whatever they see on the internet. But I don't know, man. I wish people could get out of that more. And I wish we could find meaningful people to have real conversations with. I'm tired of the surface level shit, because it feels like it's gotten a lot worse with the state that the world is in right now. You know, people only want to talk about the same, like, 5 topics. You can't really have a back and forth with anybody. And that in itself is kind of isolating. Of course, being in a digital world is isolating in and of itself. But yeah, just wanted to share my thoughts, I guess. I don't know anything. I'm just a worm.